Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Grave Matters. I bet y'all thought we disappeared forever. We didn't. We just had a change up of stuff. Like, we're going to be on Friday nights now, and we're going to be on the first and third Friday night of the month. Um, CCG's not here tonight. She's dealing with some personal stuff, so send good thoughts and stuff to her. But we do have the sleeping Wendigo. Here, let me nudge him, see if he'll wake up. Wendigo, wake up.
What? Hello, everyone.
Got a show to do. We got a show.
Hello,
We got
everyone.
people in the house.
I'm up. Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing this evening?
I guess everybody's fine in the chat. I got to get to the chat because I'm not seeing what they're typing.
All right. So in the chat, I see Bubbly Couch Surfer. Hello, Bubbly. I see Dark Little Voices. Hello, Dark Little Voices. I see The Scary Show. I see.
Hey, Spencer.
I see Anthony Anderson. Hello. Let's see. Who else do we have in chat? I see Haunted Eden. Hello. And I seen Cece in here somewhere. Hello, Cece.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh,
I'm not sure which one's live. Um, introduce them, Wendigo, while I try and figure out what's going on with my phone, if you could. Introduce Danie for me.
So tonight on Grave Matters, we have Danie Dreadful and we have Fell Purpose. Hello, guys.
Hey there.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing this evening?
Good.
I'm tired. It's 3:00 in England.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. You're a trooper for being on, Phil.
I know.
So, how did y'all come up with y'all's channels and y'all's names?
Okay, want to go first, Val Purpose?
Sure. Again, mine was quite boring. I was trying to think of a name that no one else had, and I was thinking I'd steal it from a book. Who was the founder of Arkham House? I forget his name. Anyway, I looked at the founder of Arkham House, and he's written about 100 books that I don't think anyone's read for a long time. And I just sort of skimmed through them for a name that I thought sounded good, and Fell Purpose struck my eye. But I think, yeah, Fell Purpose, it comes from Shakespeare, so he nicked it from that, and then I nicked it from him. It's Lady Macbeth talking about their fell purpose.
It's still a really good name.
It is.
Yeah, well, I wish I came up with it. You have to say that to Shakespeare.
Yeah, I guess so for me, I was looking for something that, I don't know, kind of rang like my friends call me Danie, so I wanted something that kind of had a nice ring to it. And I was watching Penny Dreadful one day, and I was like, hey, Danie Dreadful would sound pretty cool. So I also, I can't take too much credit for my name. I kind of just went with, by that, and that's how that happened.
Those are really good names. So what's y'all's channels about? Like, what kind of content do y'all make?
So mine, the emphasis is on, I guess, horror and science fiction. So I suppose dark science fiction. I've done a few narrations, and Danie actually featured on one of mine. There's a poem I wrote a while ago for a magazine called Utopia Science Fiction. And yeah, I got the rights back, so the second publication rights, so I could do what I wanted with it. So thank you for that. I've also done videos about authors, their favorite novels, part of the history of horror and science fiction. And then I've remastered a couple of films. I remastered the when did it come out? I think it was 2011, not 2011, so 1911, Dante's Inferno. And I also did 1923's Greed. I might be getting the dates completely wrong. But yeah, they're both really good films. So if you want to watch them, you can look at my channel.
I'll have to definitely look into that.
Yeah, I just put a soundtrack, sound effects, and then tighten the image.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and your poem was lovely. I loved your poem. It was really cool.
Thank you.
So my channel is mainly creepypasta, no sleep. I like to do the fictional stories. Sometimes I throw in a little bit of true scary stories here and there, but my heart is always with the creepypasta. I also started doing some classics on my channel as well, and Paige Turner adapts them for me so we can understand them better in newer English. So that is pretty much what my channel is. And I also do live streams about anything horror, from horror movie rankings and to games that we play. I really like playing horror games on my channel. We do that in some of the live streams, so those are always really fun.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
So, what got y'all into horror narration? Was it movies, or was it books, or what got y'all into doing narrations or horror?
I suppose I've written for several magazines, and I co-edited an anthology, which I also wrote for. So predominantly, I guess my interest in horror has been writing. And I thought it'd be good to branch into YouTube. So I don't really like Twitter or Facebook, anything like that. So sort of promote myself and sort of what I'm about. I thought get on YouTube, start speaking what I'm interested about, and also sharing the kind of stories that I like.
Well, that's great. I'm very glad we met you. You're
Thank
so
you.
great and everything. That's. I don't think I knew you were a writer. Or maybe I did. I don't know. It's been hectic.
Yeah, so that's the
Crazy.
bulk of my time is writing.
Well, that's cool. So, you let other people read your stories too?
Yeah, no, I'm very happy to share them. I think I've read one of my own ones myself. But at the moment, I mostly write. Well, my last three publications have been articles. So I've got one coming up soon about 1984 and Asimov's take on it. And I also had one. I've got top 10 controversial science fiction writers, and then the 10 weirdest jobs in science fiction. So that one went up about a month ago, and then next one's coming out soon.
Cool. That'll be fun to read.
Oh, yeah, I got good comments on the first one, so we'll see about the second. I've got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, and positive comments. That helps. When you get
Always
the
does.
ones that are like, "What are you doing? You're a hack." Then you kind of
Yeah.
go,
People have very sharp eyes for typos.
oh yeah.
He goes through, print it off, go through it with a pen, and then as soon as it's online, damn, that's where the typo is.
Hello and good
Right.
evening, everyone.
You can look it over it 100 times.
Hello, Cece.
Oh,
Hey,
Cece's
Cece.
here.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
So I
How
was
are you?
wrong. I guess she is here. No.
Hello, Danie. Hello,
Hey.
Jim. Or
Yeah.
Spell purpose.
spell purpose. Excuse me.
So I'm not secretive. I'm happy to go by James or Fell
James.
Purpose.
I like your accent.
Oh, thank you.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so what questions have we asked already?
Pretty much the beginning ones. How'd you come up with your channel? how'd you come up with your name? Like, what's your channel about? Stuff like that.
Oh, okay. It's like, where's the show at? So, okay. Proceed.
Yeah, so I got into horror. I've always been a horror lover ever since I was a little girl and saw Chucky for the first time in the third grade and couldn't sleep for a week and a half. But also, I always really loved Elvira. She was like my muse growing up.
Yes.
I loved her so much. So, yeah. And then I always listened to Dark Somnium. I was listening to Dark Somnium a lot. And Romnex, and also Let's Read, obviously the OG. And one night my husband just said to me, like, you should try your hand at this. You're really speaking voice. I think you should try it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll try it. And then I put out my first narration, which was terrible, and it sounded like I was in a fishbowl, but it was so much fun. And then I ended up meeting PA Nightmares and a few others from the community, and I just from there just kind of took off, and just started doing my own thing and turning my channel into something that is a little bit more. I think it's a little different than the regular narrations because I do some on camera and I do like different live streams, like I was saying. So yeah, that's pretty much what my channel's about and how I got into narration.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's cool. So
You do have an amazing voice.
do you guys believe in the paranormal?
Absolutely.
Good. How about you, Fel?
I think I'm dubious about the paranormal. Aliens, on the other hand, I could probably go for. Yeah, so there's probably something going on, but not mystical.
Oh,
I only
okay.
say that because I have never encountered anything mystical, and I can't really think of a logical way to explain it. So, yeah, I think I'm going to rely on my senses rather than anything else.
Okay. But are you open if are you willing to, how do I say this? Even though you haven't had any experiences, would you be open to changing your mind if something did happen?
Oh yeah, if I saw a ghost, I'd completely change my mind.
Because some people, they're like, nope, there's no ghosts. I don't care. I'm not going to see them. So,
Yeah, I'll see what happens. Maybe I need to hang around graveyards a bit more.
Get some
Yeah,
writing inspiration.
graveyards are usually pretty quiet, though. That's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, we'll go to the graveyard. That's not where they're hanging out. They're back in.
Where do you think they'd be?
Well, no, because they don't leave where they, if they don't pass on, they kind of get stuck where they were.
Yeah.
So
It's actually, I feel like it depends. There's like the the residual haunts. Those are the ones that stay where they are. Then there's like, I don't know, like I guess if someone's like cursed and a haunted object or something, that's a little bit different. But yeah, residual haunts are always so creepy to me because it's just like, and it's sad. It's like they're just stuck there and they're trying to move on and they don't know that they're dead, so they're kind of just floating around.
can you imagine the hell of waking up and having the same thing? Because you've got that, that energy that happened around that one thing that is tying them to the space that they're at. And it just keeps going around. Maybe that's what hell is. Not being able to get going.
Maybe.
So, do you have any experiences you'd like to talk about, Danie?
Yeah, so actually I wrote my own story about it. It was when I was a little girl, I lived in a house. It was a pre-war house, in New Jersey. It was really old. And the basement was so creepy, and every time I went down there, I just got such a bad feeling. And one time I was walking down the stairs and I tripped. The stairs were like super steep, and I almost tripped. And if I tripped, I would have probably like broken a bone or something. But I swear something like pulled me back, and like as I didn't fall. It was the weirdest thing in my entire life. And that's when I started really believing in the paranormal, I think. I was young. I was like maybe 10, 11 years old. And I was just like, how can I how do I, make sense of this? And I just went with, well, I guess it was a ghost or, someone watching over me that didn't want me to fall that day.
That's really interesting, Danie. I had the opposite experience. I was
So do you have any
once going
opinions
down
on
my
what
basement.
ghosts are or where they come from? Or do you just think that they're out there?
I think they're just out there, like just lingering spirits. That's what I think they are.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they definitely you definitely will find the ones that are tied to places,
Yeah.
and then there's others that and there. I think you have to be a little bit more sensitive to see the others that are just like out and about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, a quick story. I used to do hospice care, and I had a guy that his house was in a golf course, but it was on a natural wash. And I live in a relatively famous Old West town, Prescott. Um, if you know anything about Wyatt Earp and the Earp Boys and Doc Holliday and stuff, they hung out in my town. So I have this elderly guy that's dying, and I turned his hospital bed so he can look outside because it's getting on towards evening, and there's little quail running around, and the birds are getting their last little bites off the ground. And I see something out of the corner of my eye, and I look over and I don't see anything. So then I turn around and look at him, and he's staring in the direction that I thought I saw something. And I asked him, "What do you see?" And he told me that he saw 3 cowboys riding in a line. One of them had a pack mule behind, and they were, heading towards Prescott. And that they were, wearing the stuff that they would have worn back then. They had jeans, but dungarees and hats and stuff. And he watched them go around the corner, around the bend, in the wash that was right there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I
What
think
was that?
some of them can wander around. I don't know. I think some of them can wander around. Some of them are stuck.
Yeah, I agree. I think they are. Let's see.
So yeah, I think
What was that?
some. What's going on?
Hmm?
I thought I just heard everything and repeat again, which should be happening because
Yeah, that shouldn't be. I wouldn't know why that would be happening.
yeah, me either. That was weird because it was beyond the echo that should be there, or not the echo, but I'm just having all kinds of trouble tonight. The gremlins are giving me hell. So we should ask more questions. I'm sorry for the dead air, guys. I truly am.
Oh, it's just been hectic trying to get this straightened up with the 2 streams. But I think
Yes,
I think we figured it out. I was stuck in the other stream for like 5 minutes trying to figure out if it was actually working, only to see the live one was still up. And I was like, I was in the wrong chat the entire time.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah,
we,
me
we
too.
are
I've
in
been
80
out.
then. So we're in episode 80, not 81, right?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're on the 8. We're on 80. we're on 80 apparently. I have no idea what happened.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, that's why. Because I sent it to one of my friends, and he's like, "No, it's not working." I sent him the wrong link. Okay, let me reshare it.
Okay.
out.
Then we all put out the wrong link. I'm so sorry, you guys. We're
no,
going
it's
to have
okay.
you both back, and it'll be better. I swear
no,
it
it's
will.
totally fine.
Uh,
Okay, I'm just gonna reshare this out, and we're all good. So, what is everyone doing for Halloween? Do you have any
It's
big
my
Halloween
fault. I
plans
apologize.
for the channels, or just for fun?
Uh,
I will be right back, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
oh, okay. What do y'all have for Halloween first, and then I guess I'll answer on mine because y'all are the guests here.
Oh, yeah.
I think England is big for Halloween. I don't know. Do you guys still do trick or treating?
Um, I don't. I'm a little too old for that. I'm in my 30s.
I mean, by you, I meant you guys, Americans.
Oh.
oh, oh yeah, people still do trick or treating for the most part.
Well, what
At least
I've
around.
been seeing is a lot of like trunk or treats. I guess like the kids go and they have like they go. I don't know. People. I don't know. It's like a thing now in schools where they go in the parking lot and they all decorate their cars, and then basically they just trick or treat out of the cars now instead of going door to door. But I haven't. Last year we didn't get too many trick or treaters, but where I live we do a block party every year, so we get to go in our costumes, hang out. This year we get to bring the baby. Last year we brought Anakin, our dog, so it was really fun.
As for where I'm at, usually one of the churches in the area will do something similar, where it'd be kind of a Halloween party, and
Oh.
people go in. That we serve dinner for them and stuff like that. And sometimes there'll be prizes for like you can sign up to get prizes and all that. Sometimes it just depends on it just depends on who's hosting the party and who's doing what. But for the most part, there are some areas that still do the door to door stuff. We usually don't get trick or treaters because I'm so out of the way from everyone else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why we do the block party here. We're pretty much we're not like really far out from anyone else, but it's just for our little community we have the block party. And then like for my friends, well, we usually do a big party, a Halloween party every year, my husband and I, but this year we're not going to be doing that, so we're just kind of chilling at home, and we'll go to the block party with the baby and just hang out. But in terms of the channel, I have a lot of stuff coming up for it. So I'm excited for Halloween season.
Fell purpose, do you have anything any videos for Halloween or anything like that?
Not as yet, but I should probably shift a bit. See, I've got a few science fiction themed ones coming up. Oh, I guess I've got a month to plan, so a horror based one.
Nice. I guess as far as what I'm doing, I do have an anniversary video on the 9th for when I actually posted the first one. I do have a bunch of videos ready for October. I do have a creepypasta video for the Halloween. I probably should probably record a few more videos and just plop them in a few days on October. Try to make as most as I can out of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we'll see how that goes. But I already got all the Mondays and Saturdays filled in with a couple extra days, like the 9th and the 31st are filled in for Halloween and the anniversary.
Very cool.
But I wonder if Halloween is actually a bad day for horror based stuff, because it's when you've got the most competition.
Competition's fun though.
Yeah, and for the most part in this community, a lot of people go to everyone else's stuff too, just to see what everyone else is doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I would say this community's I've never been a part of any other community on YouTube, but this is such a supportive community. I always see everyone sharing each other's stuff out, and just like I know I for one love to share my friends' stuff out, or like newcomers. So everyone's really, really supportive.
Yeah, and I've noticed that with this community. I don't know if that's the case in other communities that do stuff like this. I know there's a couple other horror communities out there.
Hmm.
I've not interacted with many people from them, so I don't know how those communities do stuff like we do or not.
Yeah, I've only really stayed within the horror narration community so far, and then like a few writers. I'm not really big in the writer community or anything. I do write, but I'm not in that community really. But from what I've seen and heard so far in this community, I've been in it for like 2 years now. Everyone's just been super supportive and so nice.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's been when I started. Like people were always supportive of what other people were doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like what I always say is that we're all doing the same thing, but we all do it differently. We all have our own voices, and that's why I feel like it's so important to support one another and share each other's stuff out because if I'm doing a story that another narrator's doing, we're going to do it differently because our voices aren't the same, you know?
Exactly, and it depends on what those people put themselves in as a niche.
Mhm.
Like, I know a lot of people like you do a lot of creepy pastas, where I do more of the cryptids and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for me, I'm like really into my favorite. I think like my favorite to read is definitely like ritual stories. I love those types of stories and ghost stories. But cryptids, I haven't really done any cryptids. I am doing um a cryptid story for one day in October. So I have that recorded already and ready to go. But other than that, yeah, I usually stick to ritual stories, ghost stories, um, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that's aggravating about doing the cryptid stuff, and I love doing the research on it, but it's just so darn hard to find any information on half of them.
Yeah.
I like that's why most of the videos I do are kind of shortish because whatever information there is not much. And
Yeah.
it's like yeah, there's apparently been hundreds of years of sightings, but having an entire video with nothing but sightings of what the creature is a little confusing because most of the sightings are very similar, just under different circumstances.
So is
Yeah.
Bigfoot a cryptid?
Bigfoot would be considered a cryptid, yes.
Yeah,
Like
there's like sorry, go ahead.
there's as far as cryptids in US, the more popular ones are Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil. We have
Mhm.
Champ. We have Mothman in Pennsylvania, not Pennsylvania, in West Virginia.
Mhm.
There's the Slide Rock Bolter out towards the west, which is the weirdest thing I've ever covered on my channel.
Hmm.
Other than the Snallygaster of the Appalachian Mountains, but that thing is just I don't know. A lot of the cryptids in the US are kind of weird, but there's a couple of very good ones. Like very interesting ones that do have a lot of information. One of them that does have a lot of information in terms of how its origin is the Jersey Devil.
Oh, so where did that come from?
That entire story pretty much started off in the 1700s with a family living in the area called the Leeds family. Supposedly, the matriarch of the family had up 13 children, and she decided to curse the 13th one when she was giving birth to it, saying, "Let
Hmm.
this child be the devil." And according to the legend, the child ended up turning into this monstrous beast, and according to the legend, either flew up the chimney or killed the entire family.
Okay.
Like, there's two variations. One of them is it leaves the family alone and escapes, and the other variation is it kills the family and then escapes.
So what's the difference between a cryptid and a urban legend?
Urban legends tend to have more truth to them than a cryptid. Like, for example, an urban legend in my state would be the Bunny Man, who was an actual person by the name of Douglas Griffin, who
Okay.
was an insane asylum escapee, and
Hmm.
he would go around in a bunny outfit trying to scare people off. And
Okay.
eventually that turned into the Bunny Man legend of Fairfax.
So you see, an
Oh,
urban legend is something that actually has scope to be real.
Yes, a lot of the time
Yeah,
there's a lot
the
of truth,
possibility.
and some of them, like the Bunny Man, have been proven to be real events, where some of them are still being looked into as of did this actually happen. It just depends on the area.
Hmm.
yeah. And that's why I love creepypasta, because they're the urban legends of the internet, like Slender Man, for example, or The Rake. And yeah, that they always creep me out so much, and that's when I realized I love reading those stories. The true stories are scary too, but I don't know why. Just the creepypastas creep me out, for lack of a better word.
Did any of you see the Slender Man film?
I didn't.
Yes.
I
I
didn't
heard
see.
that was dreadful, but I don't know.
Um, yeah. It was not good.
Yeah.
Sure, it was not good.
Yeah, I'm a huge horror movie fan, so I'm
So,
gonna have to put that on my list of things to
oh,
watch. I'm surprised I haven't watched it. What I did watch was the documentary about the girls who or tried to murder their friend because they
Oh yeah,
said,
I heard about that.
yeah,
oh,
because they were,
I saw that.
yeah, it was Slender Man that made them do it. That was crazy, but that I did watch. I love
Hmm.
watching true crime. I don't know why I can't narrate it, or like I can't talk about it. It's too real, and I just can't do it. That's why my channel is more fictional.
It feels strange making, I guess, theatre
Yeah.
around true crime because people do have their channels and they make it very dramatic, and it
Yeah.
almost feels exploitative.
Yeah, I guess it's a thing, like people love, like I can't say that I don't watch it, because I watch it and I listen to it, but I just can't do it myself, I guess. But like one of my absolute favorite YouTubers is Bailey Sarian, and she's basically like the queen of true crime. She does like murder mystery and makeup, and yeah. But I get what you mean. It does seem kind of,
Yeah, but I think
yeah.
it depends on the period as well. Like if you're talking about Jack the Ripper, a bit of theatre is probably okay.
Yeah, she just did a series on Jack the Ripper, actually.
Okay, no, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's one of my biggest inspirations, to be honest with you. I love her. She's amazing. And her eyeliner is always on point. And I can never get my eyeliner perfect like hers, and I'm jealous of that.
Right? I feel the same way about it. It's like, damn it, you look so good. Yeah. Um. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, heavens. I'm worthless at this today. I'm so
That
sorry.
happen that happens quite a lot.
Did I get flustered? Well, this
I
last
have
time it wasn't my fault. There was a full contingent of fire trucks and ambulances and cop cars, and they were starting to make my dogs howl. And I
take your time.
needed to get that because it would have been so loud. Um. Okay.
So,
So
chat. Oh, I was gonna say something to the chat. If y'all have any questions for Danny or Fell Purpose, please put them in the comments down here, and we will read it to them. Philia, do you have any questions?
I do. If I can get to, I have a whole list of questions. If I can get to them. What is your? Okay, this is for both of you. Uh, what is your go-to movie snack?
Ooh, for me, it's Raisinets mixed in with popcorn.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm gonna be weird and say cheese and crackers.
That's not weird. That's amazing. That's classy.
Well,
I'm over
it
here like
depends.
chocolate covered
It
raisins and
depends.
popcorn.
Yeah, and I was telling the
Well,
Sleeping Wendigo, I was in. Mhm.
I said maybe
I
you
was
were
saying,
talking about
okay.
the cheese and crackers that like come out of a vending machine, not like fancy cheeses with fancy crackers, but you know those cheese flavored crackers with a little bit of peanut butter spread between them.
What,
See, there's
peanut
the
butter and
difference.
cheese? That's a new one.
Really, you haven't tried
I
that?
haven't tried that yet. No, I'll give it a go though.
I'll see if we can get some out to you. I don't know if they have it out there.
Oh, yeah, please do. if
So,
if anyone in
James,
the
it's
chat
literally
wants to send me some cheese and crackers, please do.
James, did you mean like charcuterie crackers and
I
cheese?
think no. I recently got some Stilton. So yes, I mentioned Sleeping Wendigo that I've been out of the country for a while, so now I'm back in England, getting the blue cheese again.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
see, we aren't going to know that Stilton is a blue cheese. We'll be not lucky if we know what blue cheese is.
Okay.
Oh no, I love cheese. Like I am a cheese connoisseur over here. No, I'm not really a cheese connoisseur, but I do love cheese. But I just love food in general. So I mean, hey,
I like
Derek.
Gruyere with caramelized onions in a little puff pastry.
Mm.
Do you guys watch Wallace and Gromit over there?
Hello? Are we still there?
Do you know
No,
the kid show Wallace and Gromit?
I have seen several Wallace and Gromit movies.
Yeah,
I've
I wondered,
seen several of them.
is it possible to get Wensleydale in America? That's the cheese they always bang on about.
Oh, I don't know.
oh, I
It
don't
would it would depend on
Oh,
it would depend on if anyone here makes it, but and if so, it's more than likely pasteurized by the government because for some reason people here are obsessed with pasteurizing any kind of dairy product.
Okay.
and egg product.
Mm.
Imagine
Yeah.
trying to cook with a pasteurized egg. It turns them so fragile. You can't even hardly get like an over easy egg because the yolk is so fragile that if you breathe on it wrong, it will pop.
Mhm.
Blimey. Like carrying a bomb
That's
around
why
and breathe out the eggs explode.
that's why there are a lot of people that just buy chickens and then just get the eggs from them. At least if you're
If
out
you
in the
got
middle.
spayed, right?
Yeah.
So, Reaper's Horror has a question for both of you. Many people hate the sound of their voice. Do either of you feel that way about your own voice?
I would say it took me a really long time to get used to hearing my voice recorded. I won't say I hated it, but it was hard to get used to. Um yeah, so I wouldn't say I hate it. Because if I hated it, it would be really hard to do what I do, I think. But like when I go back and listen, if I have to listen to something like 4 or 5 times because I have to edit it, I do get sick of my voice for sure. But to say I wouldn't say I hate it. Good question.
Yeah, I don't think I have any strong feelings about my voice. The only thing that bothered me when I started recording it was breathing and like the pacing of it. So I did find that I suppose when you hit play, suddenly there's pressure on you, and then you start talking too fast, or for some mad reason you need to cough or you slur your words and trip over stuff. So I think that's the only time I really disliked it. But then I think I've got better at editing.
I still do that to this day. I still freak out every time I try to record something and I still go fast. I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
just I think it's just I guess it's just pressure on trying to make sure the video is really good.
Yeah, and then when you trip over a word, you're stuck. You keep tripping over the same thing.
Yeah, when when that happens, I just delete the entire video and restart from scratch. I am that hard-headed.
Yeah. It's hard to not do it all the way through. Like when I first started, I was doing it paragraph by paragraph. Then each segment of the recording starts sounding different. So yeah, I do feel like it's something I need to do in sort of one go, sort of freshly.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess in terms of depending on what I'm narrating, I can do it very well. Because if I'm doing something that's already edited and pre-recorded, like the Saturday videos, then I think I do really good on those. But if it's something that I done research and written out myself, like the cryptid stuff, I feel like I mess up on those more.
yeah, I get that. I mean, so basically for me, with the breathing, the thing that helped me the most is like I've been singing since I was 5 years old, so I have pretty decent breath control, I would say. But yeah, when I mess up, some days if I'm just too tired or I'm reading something, I was like that doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, but I'm just not reading it correctly because sometimes I think also it has to do with the writing. Sometimes if the commas aren't in the right place, you don't know where to pause and things like that. So sometimes it does take a long time to record. But editing, like do my editing completely different than a lot of narrators. I pretty much edit as I am going along. So if I mess up, I just kind of stop and then go back and then do it. So instead of having to, it just that for me, it makes it faster and the process better because when I had to stop and be like, okay, take this out, or I would say like redo, and then I would like do the line again, and going back and taking it out just took so much time for me. So now as I'm recording, if I mess up or something, I just I take it out and record right over it.
See, one thing that might help, or at least it's something I do, is before even listening to any of the recording, I'll read it all the way through twice,
Hmm.
and then have both the recordings next to each other. And if I do slur or something like that, then the first recording might be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Sometimes I can honestly say I'm ridiculous with that. Like if it's something short, I'll read it through, but sometimes I just go right into it and then I get it on the first try and I'm like, okay, good. But if I don't like how it sounds or I think I can do something better, then I'll go back and redo it.
Yeah, I do find often first time's the charm with it.
Yeah.
I want
So,
to.
oh,
Can you guys
go-
hear me or am I muted?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Um, I wanted to say hi to some people because I see there's a lot more people in chat right now. So,
All right.
I just say hi and um, it's the people that we haven't seen yet.
Okay,
Like,
so I see Lady Spookaria. Hello.
hello, Lady Spukaria.
I see Infinite.
Cool. Hello, Infinite. It's like, who's Anthony Anderson?
He is one of my friends slash subscribers. He's awesome.
Well, welcome, Mr. Anderson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And Derek Weber.
Hello, Derek.
Derek. You all have to know Derek Weber.
Hello.
Derek's my horror homie.
Okay. There's Reaper's Horror. Hey, Reaper. Hey, Chris is here. My Chris. Sorry, that's my bestie.
I,
My Chris.
I see a Spooky Spader. Hello, Spooky.
Ooh, I see the scary show.
Hello, Scary
Welcome.
Show.
Good to see you.
I think that's everyone that's new in the chat.
Okay. Just want to make sure everybody gets recognized. Okay, so you all can ask questions. We will relate them, or if they see them, they can answer it.
Oh,
It's
I
all
see
coded.
Spookaria has a question.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Says, what characters do you like playing? For both of us, she's asking.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that
really.
could get so many
Ex-
answers to that question.
Excuse me while I go add that to a list.
I like playing evil characters, and I can do a pretty decent little girl voice. So, I usually get asked to play like creepy little girl, and like people have lines for that. But yeah, I would say definitely I like doing evil people. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I think in school I was always cast as the evil character. Like I was Brutus and Julius Caesar and Antipholus of Ephesus and the Comedy of Errors. So bad guy both times.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just it's just fun to like make your voice sound creepy and evil and mean and yeah. So I would say that. Sorry if I sound a little tired. I'm just I'm a little sleepy today.
Oh, you're fine.
Fell. Jim. You said to call you Jim, right?
James, fell purpose, whatever. Either's good.
Okay. Do you have a type of horror that you prefer writing, like psychological or slasher? What type of horror?
So I'll give you some examples of things I've written in the past. So I had one short story which was set on an alien spaceship, and the aliens are essentially exactly like people, but they're 1,000 times larger. Just the scale is 1,000 times bigger. Their planet's 1,000 times bigger. The planet is as well. And the main character is a teacher who is trying to explain to his students that Earth is exactly like their planet, just everything's smaller, and they can't get their head around that. You know, this on our planet are the same because they see something small and they think of bugs. So he introduces them to animals and things like that, which are like the size of their thumbs. But the children can't stop themselves from killing them. So the horror element comes in where the teacher brings in a human being into the classroom and then introduces them to the students with the hope that the human being will teach them not to kill smaller life forms.
That's awesome.
That is messed up, but I love it.
Yeah, I won't ruin the ending, but it gets darker from there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the current thing I'm working on a novel at the moment, and the premise of that is there is a woman. So from the age of 8, she's had her dreams recorded, and they've been broadcast as television programs.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool.
But when she hits 18, something traumatic happens, and the dreams that are then broadcast turn into nightmares. And then the main character is a detective trying to find out, what caused the traumatic event.
Really interesting.
That's something I would totally read, watch.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really cool concept.
It
Oh,
is.
cheers! Yeah, I'll let you know. Hopefully, it's finished soon, but I'll let you know.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to read that. Like, not narrate it, just
Cheers.
like read it. Like, I always
We
have
want your book. Okay, Danie, since you're the narrator, do you have any specific genre of horror that you prefer to narrate?
Yeah, we were kind of I kind of hit on that a little bit. I love doing ritual stories, and also paranormal, like creepypastas and like ritual stories to me, I don't know why, they're just so the ones that I've read before, they're just very in depth. They're very creepy to me. So I like doing those ritual stories and paranormal stories for sure. Um, Ghost stories, haunted houses, things like that. Definitely.
Cool. Okay. So we're going to play a game in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And what I want you both to do is think of 2 true things about you and your related to horror, and then one lie. So it's two truths and a lie.
Related to horror. Okay.
Yeah, related to you, your character, the Danny Dreadful with the purple hair. And so in a few minutes, we're going to have you say those, and we're all going to try. We and the chat is going to try and guess which ones are which.
Cool. Okay, sounds good. Let me.
So you guys
Okay,
think
I'm trying
about
to think
it.
of something.
Okay.
Good. You can write it down so
Yeah,
you don't forget.
Yeah, I need to. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, that way. If you need to, you can write it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But able to answer questions while writing.
So, here's a question for y'all. So, for anyone that's new or upcoming in narrations or writing, what are some strong advice you could give them to help them succeed?
Oh, sorry, I was writing down my other answers. Okay. I would say, to help them succeed, I would say that you should be passionate about it and not care so much about the sub count or the view count, because what's going to happen is, if it's something that you love doing, the subs and the views will follow because it'll shine through in your work. So I would say just keep going with that, and just, as long as you love what you're doing, just keep doing it.
So could you repeat the question one more time?
So, for anyone who is new or upcoming in narration or writing, what is some strong advice you can offer them to help them succeed?
Sure. I think for writing, I'm probably a little more qualified to answer than I guess you do, because I suppose I'm still trying to grow my channel. I think with writing, the best thing is don't keep it to yourself. Don't stew. Don't write a whole novel. Send it into places. Try and get paid for it. Serialize stuff. Just be as open with it as humanly possible. And I think that's a really good indicator if you're going down wrong directions. Yeah, I wouldn't want to write a whole book of short stories and then start sending them out. I'd rather do it one by one, get feedback, know which ones are good, and then try and draw from that.
Yeah. So, Reaper has another question for y'all. Aside
Great guy.
aside from writing and narrating / voice acting, do either of you have any other creative talents, such as drawing or playing a musical instrument?
Yeah, actually I sing. So I've been doing that for years, since I was like 5 years old. Been on the stage, and acting, but I don't act really much anymore, only on my channel. What else? I guess I don't draw. I'm a terrible artist. My husband's an awesome artist though, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much my other creative thing, I guess. My singing.
Yeah, I think unfortunately I'm completely tone deaf. I annoy people with my singing, and I'm probably equally bad at drawing. But yeah, I think also used to act. So if I had a secondary creative talent, it would be acting.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, that's the only one I can think of.
I think next time I need like someone to play an evil guy, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Okay, cheers. Don't know if I should take that as a compliment, but I'll try to.
Oh, because you said before that you like to play evil characters.
Yeah, no, you're good. I know.
Okay, do we have our truths and our lies?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay to start with Danny. I've got two of them. Well, I need a third.
Okay. Okay, we will start then.
All right. So I started narrating horror about 7 years ago. I was cast in a horror video game, and Danie Dreadful has retired her purple hair.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know which one I think it is.
I think I know which one. I think I know which one's the lie.
Yeah,
Possibly.
that's what we're looking for is the lie. Hey, everybody in chat, write down what you think it is, what you think Danny Dreadful's lie is. I wish I knew how to make that a poll. Oh, well.
I don't.
yeah.
I
Figure that
don't
out.
think. I don't think you can do that in live. No, you can do it in
Yeah,
live chat.
there's a way.
Uh,
We can do it. We can figure
I
out
have
how to do it.
I have no idea how to do it. If I knew, I would have done it already.
Okay, come on. I want to see some stuff in the chat. People, purple hair.
Oh.
Okay. Christine Baker says purple hair.
Do
So
we have
she
anyone? Do we have anyone else?
has everybody left the building?
I have no idea.
No, neither.
No, we still have 8 people in here, so we didn't lose anyone.
Right? All right. Oh, you know what?
So
Most of the 8 people is us.
true. Derek says video game.
Okay. Oh, it's my lunch.
I'm probably gonna say I think it's purple hair. Honestly,
I was kind of thinking that, but yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of torn about the 7 years ago. Started narrating 7 years ago. Or
that
did
could
you
be
specifically say
that.
horror 7 years ago? Danny.
Danny.
Yeah, okay. I'll so sorry, I wasn't sure if we were still waiting for people. Okay, so the lie is that I started narrating 7 years ago.
Dang it.
That's the one didn't I just say that?
Yeah.
You did.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm done with the
Keeping your
purple
purple
hair. I loved it, but it's just so much of an upkeep with a little baby running around. Not running. I mean, he doesn't run around yet, but he will be eventually. But I mean,
he will.
it's just so much of an upkeep, and I just wanted to go back to my black hair. So my hair is retired for now. Maybe in a few years it'll come back. It's just on vacation, Anthony said. Yeah. And Derek, what? Derek, you thought I'm not good enough to get casted in a video game? No, I'm just kidding.
What game did you get casted in, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, the Neverglades Mysteries. It's a creepypasta based story, and I got casted as one of the main women in the. Her name is Ruth Hannigan, and that's going to be starting. I got casted last year, and they're still working out some of the kinks, and yeah, it should be starting production sometime next year.
What's the name of it again? Neverglade Mysteries?
Neverglade Mysteries. Mm-hmm.
Neverglade Mysteries. Okay.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Yeah, David Farrow is the author. The story's really good. Like it's like a 3-part story. It might be more than 3 parts, but I've read 3 parts so far, and really really good storyline. So I don't want to say any more because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but that's pretty much purple
That's-
nose hairs.
That is fair. I was just wondering which one it was because I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for that.
Yeah, I'll be posting it for sure. Like once it's out.
Oh yeah.
I was so excited. I actually cried when I got the part because it's my first voice acting gig that I've ever gotten. I want to do more auditions for sure. I did 2 more audiobooks as well, but I want to get more into voice acting. Rick said he forgot about the video game. It's okay.
Okay. James, are you ready? Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
So my 3 are: I was born in Whitechapel, in the nearest hospital to where the Ripper murders took place. Second one, I once shared a train carriage with Clive Barker, the guy who directed Hellraiser and created Candyman. And then number 3, I once had a one-act play in a goth-themed pub.
Oh my goodness. This one's hard.
I had longer to think about it. So.
I'm gonna go with the second one personally.
That's the lie.
No, you don't shout it out yet, where everybody needs to guess.
Oh no, I'm not saying it is the lie. I'm saying you're saying that one's the lie. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying number 2 is the lie. We'll have to see what everyone else says.
Barker one?
Yes.
Clive Barker one? I'm gonna go with Whitechapel. I think the other two are, it's not that I necessarily doubt that you were born in Whitechapel. It's just I believe the other two more.
Okay.
So my guess is Whitechapel.
This one's a tough one.
I see Reaper's Horror saying the last one's a lie, so I've got one for each.
Right. So
Right?
yeah. So someone thinks that you doing maybe he thinks that the goth pub is a lie. Maybe he doesn't realize there's he's like, no, there's no such thing as a goth pub. It could be it. I don't know. Anybody else? Oh, Christine says. Oh, she says the first one is the lie. Also, the Whitechapel. Okay. See, my bestie and I, we think a lot alike.
Reaper goes White Castle's a lie. I've changed my mind.
Reaper just wants to hang out over here with us girls. Okay, Danie, do you know which one of his you think is the lie?
I think it's the Whitechapel one as well for some reason.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Derek Weber, do you have an opinion on this? And Anthony Anderson? That's your husband, right?
No, my husband's not.
Oh, yeah, I should have said that.
No, my husband is watching Baby Dreadful. Keeping an eye on. Well, he's sleeping now, but he's keeping an eye on him in case he starts crying, and
Yeah, they do that a lot when they're that small.
Oh yeah, he's actually quite a good sleeper, I would say. He only cries when he's hungry, which is a lot. But like he'll wake up. Like the other day, he just woke up and he wasn't crying. I was like, "Are you good?" And he was just started smiling at me, and it was like the first time that ever happened. I was like, "This is amazing!" But then, the next time he woke up, he was screaming bloody murder because he was hungry. I was like, "I'm gonna feed you." And every time I always joke around, I'm like, "I'm gonna feed you. I'm not gonna let you starve, buddy." So I talk to him like that. But yeah, I can't wait to see him after this. I just like to go in his room and stare at him because I'm a weirdo, but I love him so much.
Derek Weber says the first one's a lie.
He said he's married to Mrs. Anderson.
Yes. And they have a lovely family. He has so many little kids, but they're so cute. They're actually older, cute.
DLV is here.
Hello, DLV.
Dark little voices.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you?
Okay, it looks like just about everybody is saying that you being born but where the Ripper was is the lie.
By the way, for Reaper's Horror, it's Whitechapel. Yeah, that is a big difference.
Whitechapel, whatever.
Someone's
The
hungry.
Ripper Horror area. Or not Ripper. Yeah, okay. Oh. So which one is the truth?
Okay, well, I'll say, I was born in the nearest hospital to where the Ripper murders took place. And there is a goth-themed pub. It's called the Banshee Labyrinth in Edinburgh. So, unfortunately, I never got to meet Clive Barker.
See, I was counting on that one being true. I had
to be the story.
Writing and man.
See.
Yeah, you're right.
There you go. You fooled all of us, but Wendigo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm 1 for 1. Whitechapel is a great band. Okay. So that's my new game that I thought that we could play with all of the guests.
That's fun. I love that.
That's actually a really good idea. I like it. It was interesting.
Okay. Okay, then we'll do it. We'll do it again. So, all right. Now we have to we ask everybody this.
Mhm.
So for both of you, but one at a time, y'all were both very, very bad, and we have sent you to Grave Matters prison to be executed. So please let us know what you would like for your last meal, and in what manner you would like to be executed.
And what did you do to get put in prison?
Oh yeah, how bad were you?
Okay, I'll have a think.
Take your time.
Let's see. Okay.
Oh,
And this one's a
DLV
hard.
got a little. Dark Little Voices was getting to play D&D tonight. That's
Nice.
fun. I haven't played D&D in a long time. I don't like doing it so much over the computer. I like being in the room with the people because I think the energy is better. Personally, I think you can connect better with your companions.
Reaper goes, now I'm curious if there has been anyone actually born in White Castle. There if
I'm sure
if
there has
there ever
been.
if there ever is, then they should have been required to be named after the item off the menu. After an item off the menu.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you know this. There is a hamburger shop, a chain called White Castle.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing so hard.
I forgot about White Castle.
Castle.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I don't think we have a White Castle
It's
in
because I
Texas.
generally don't like them. I don't think I know we don't have one in Arizona.
Yeah, because when I lived in New Jersey, we had them there. That's where I'm
I
from.
can let me see. Is there a White Castle in I'm curious now.
Scary from the Scary Show says, "Pull out the paddle machine, aka the frat boy Busta."
Huh?
That just kind of scares me. I don't know about you guys, but a paddle machine scares me. Oh, Christine Baker says they're started in Michigan. My last
There
meal would be CFS, Kentucky Fried CFS, mashed potatoes and
there
green beans. Oh,
okay,
country fried steak.
Mm.
there
I got
used to
it.
be there used to be one in my state. It was in Norfolk, but that was in the 70s, and it doesn't look like there's any in Virginia now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
we're
sucks.
big on like Whataburger here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is.
We're
There does seem to be
we're
a
losing
castle in there. Mhm.
Yeah.
I was going to say that there does seem to be a castle in the UK that's just called White Castle. So I guess you could be born in White Castle.
Yeah.
True.
And I'm sure there have been people born in a White Castle burger joint
Mhm.
because people get crazy about the White Castle.
Reapers go
And
paddle
Reaper Whore
machine.
now says,
Paddle machine? Is that how you've chosen
Is that how you-
method of death at Scary Show?
I don't remember him saying that last time. I know, maybe he likes to be spanked. Burberry says, gotta have them sliders. I just am not a fan.
It would depend on the type of
I
slider.
think it's because you really don't get to what you want. Yeah, I don't like mustard on my burgers. So, I don't mind the onions. That's fine. I don't even mind the cheese. It's just got too much mustard. What do Whataburgers taste like? Beef?
Yeah,
I-
I think they're
I
like
don't know, but apparently,
I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
I'm confused. I'm confused. Whataburger? Is that
do you
the
know what a
pronunciation?
Whataburger is?
yeah, it's called Whataburger.
Yeah, what
It's in
is what? Yeah.
they're in Texas. They're like the main chain in Texas for burgers.
Oh,
In my
Oh,
opinion, they're just too greasy and just there's a lot of they're good for like hangover meals or drunk
Yeah.
but yeah, I wouldn't
Drunken disorderly.
yeah, I'm like
we only got like 3 burger joints in my area. Well, technically burger joints. We have Bojangles, we have a McDonald's, and then we have a Burger King.
nice. We're getting a Bojangles right by me, like not even 10 minutes away, and I've never even
They're
heard of it before.
they're really good. They're really
I
good. You should try.
am
They have some really good food.
We just got a Freddy's. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I wasn't familiar with them either, but I tried it a few weeks ago and it was really good. It wasn't super greasy. It felt like a clean burger, if that makes sense. But yeah, I guess I'm ready with my answers.
All right.
Yeah, I've got mine too.
Yeah, so I guess for my last meal, I would want a sushi feast. Like just a ton of sushi. And for my like way of death, I would say lethal injection. I think that's like just the easiest. Just boop, done. Okay. But I couldn't figure. I want the audience to tell me what I went to jail for, though. What do you think
Okay.
I would go to jail for?
So what
Um,
the chat say that Danie is going to be put to death for? And we've never had anybody ask for sushi before. That's good.
I love
Yeah,
sushi. So for 9 months, I wasn't able to have sushi because I was pregnant, and then I had a complication with my diet when I was pregnant, so I couldn't even have like the cooked sushi. So the day after my baby was born, my husband brought me a ton of sushi. Like I'm telling you, like it was a feast and it was amazing. And then I had sushi like 4 more times that week after.
Wow. I just don't like nori. They would
Oh,
not put nori on everything.
Oh, I
No.
love it.
Okay, well, while chat is thinking up what Danie did to be sent to her death, let's hear what James has to say.
Oh, for my 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think, well, my first instinct was if I'm about to die, I probably won't be very hungry. So I've gone for a yogurt, because it's quite light, and a cigar to, I guess, relax me before my death. And then for the method,
Okay.
I initially.
Now,
sorry.
is that a regular yogurt or a frozen? Is that a regular yogurt or a frozen yogurt?
I think I'll go for like a
Frozen
normal,
yogurt's like ice
fruity
cream.
yogurt. Something light, but, tasty.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure we got you the right one.
Yeah, just in case I do end up in, on death row and I can't speak, you can go back to this podcast and get me what I want.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And then method, I'm going to pick a weird one and say hanging. Because it's quick.
Oh.
Because I think lethal injection, I don't want to phase out. I
exactly.
want to die suddenly, but with some level of control. So I'll go hanging, drop through the floor.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to make sure that your neck breaks.
Yeah, hopefully. Nice long rope, hopefully.
So that snap at the end. Okay.
And if
And what
there's
did
a
you
reason,
do?
Hold on.
I'm
And
modern day Robin Hood. If I'm gonna die for something publicly, at least be for something good. Yeah, I've been robbing the rich and giving to the poor.
Okay.
and I think Danny found
It
hers.
works.
Derek Weber put
We've got
Danny goes
several
to
up
jail.
here.
Yeah, the one I see at the moment is Danny goes to jail for decorating every house in her neighborhood with Halloween decor, and it's too scary for him, so they call the cops.
I like that. I was gonna say witchcraft, but I like that one better.
I don't know if this is in terms of what we asked, but Reaper goes, sushi is just leftovers from the bait shop and tackle shops.
Whatever it is, it's delicious.
Bait and tackle. Well, you know what? It's funny that he said that. I love calamari. Okay, it's squid. I don't mind saying it. I love it, especially when it's deep fried. And my ex-father-in-law, we used to go out into the Gulf of California, or the Gulf of California, the Sea of Cortez, and he would use the little squid for bait. And we were out fishing, didn't do really good. We came back in. He was going to dump all of his bait, and I'm like, wait, we can eat that. We can make that for dinner. And we had this, he's like, why would you want to eat bait? So it was just kind of funny that I wanted to cook his bait for dinner. But why just throw it out? Well, I mean, he was going to dump it into the water. But
I've heard calamari is good, so I don't know. I've not tried calamari. I have tried. I have tried escargot before, and that's pretty good for what it is.
I like escargot. I like calamari. I just like all food in general, really.
Yeah.
So it seems that Mr. Dreadful needs my help getting baby back to sleep because he won't go to sleep for him. So
we're almost done anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, it is just about that time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go soothe the little baby because he wants mama right now. But it was so nice. Thank you so much for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing with us today.
We definitely need to try to get. Yes,
better.
we need to try to get y'all back on at some point.
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah, either together or separately. We promise both of you a redo.
All
it
right.
will be better.
No, it's fine. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you all soon.
Okay, bye-bye, honey.
All right, thanks. Talk to you later.
Okay, so we've got fell purpose left.
Yeah, just me now.
Yep, and that's okay.
Did you have any final questions?
I do. How do you think you'd do in the zombie apocalypse?
I think, well, it might be me being arrogant, but I think I would do quite well in the sense that I think I'd want to go it alone. I feel like people would group together and then be less efficient. I think because I would, try and do my own thing, I think I would survive a bit longer.
So not having anybody watch your back while you sleep and stuff.
I don't know, I just feel like that's a liability. You've got more people, even 2 people. That's more, smell for the zombies to eat. And go off, isolate yourself as much as humanly possible. I might go mad, but at least I won't get eaten.
Yes, but there is also safety in numbers.
Yeah.
I know. I'm thinking, am I in the city though, or in the country?
I don't know. Where do you live? Do you live in the city or the country?
I'm in London.
It happen wherever you are. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
One
trying to
last
work out
question.
which
The thing
moves
about
were-
having other
yeah.
people around, though, is that you don't have to be fast. You just have to be faster than somebody else.
Is
Exactly.
that our
point.
phrase?
Yeah. I could round up some
Exactly.
human sacrifices, just meet someone really slow and then hang out with them until the zombies attack.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry. Just
people-
thought I'd throw my 2 cents in there on that one.
Or-
Hey, we've
I
talked-
think
yeah.
that's funny.
Or you could
Okay,
do,
so the last,
or
go
you
ahead.
can do what, or you can do what in that one scene in The Walking Dead with that character Otis, where the other dude just shot his kneecap out and just left him.
Oh, that was so rude. It really was.
That's a bit
Oh,
savage.
so rude.
He takes a little slow.
It's a bit savage, but it works.
Okay, Christine. Okay, my last question. Which would you prefer? To have a tail
Yeah, sure.
of any kind, or lose a leg?
Hmm.
You have to either
Can I?
have a tail or lose
Do
a
I
leg.
have to keep the tail?
But it could be any kind.
I can't keep it off.
Go ahead. Do what now?
Say that again. I didn't. It broke up.
So your question is that I either lose the leg or have a tail.
Of any kind, yes.
Yeah, good. We'll go for like a little monkey tail. That could be useful. Yeah, I'd rather.
could be.
Yeah, I'll go.
That
definitely
is
go for
actually the way the
tail.
question is written. Okay. Yeah, it is definitely written. If you have a choice between having a tail or losing a leg,
Uh-huh.
which would you choose?
Yeah.
So,
I would have
tail.
the tail.
Yeah, monkey tail. I agree. Yeah.
I think
Of
we've
course.
had a lot of people. I think
Like-
we've had a lot of people say monkey tail.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
it's not really off.
That'll actually help
Monkeys are
people,
almost human anyway.
right? But if you were to
Mhm.
have something like an anteater's tail or a penguin's tail, they knock you around with those things. Or even
Yeah.
an alligator or crocodile's tail. You could do some damage. You could really protect yourself with something like that. But on the other hand, having a monkey tail, you have an extra hand, essentially.
That's true. And I don't really need to protect
Here, hold
myself
my
very
phone.
often. So, yeah, I go monkey.
What did he? I think you already have a tailbone. Oh,
I assume
Yeah.
I assume you already have a tailbone. Technically, you ain't wrong.
I
Everyone
do,
has
yeah,
a ta-
see.
everyone has a
Oh.
tailbone.
okay. So it is now 8:32, 10:32, 11:32. I don't know what time it is. But it's time
It's
for
all
the show to shut down the show. So, do you have anything else you'd like to say to us, James?
Just, yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me on this show. And yeah, I appreciate all the nice comments. So, yeah, they've been interesting to read through.
Cool. You're very welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thanks for that.
I
we
actually
definitely.
heard you because of Danie.
Mhm.
She did that short story, and I
Oh,
had
yeah,
to see what
it was like
it
a
was all
1 minute
about,
one.
and that's how I got you. And I went, okay,
Okay.
we've got to, we've got to get this people on. We've got to get him on.
Lovely.
So, maybe this will help with people finding you. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I
Since
think
we
let's talk
never
to Danie. Mhm.
we didn't put the links up anywhere because we all forgot
Okay, well,
because
link
everything
would
was
be
going
nice.
to hell.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a
Yeah.
rocky
Is there any
start.
way we can? We did.
Do we have his links?
Is there
Let me check.
any? Do we have the link up at all? We don't have anything. Oh my God. Okay, I
Yeah,
will make sure that
we-
all of your. I'll fix this. I promise. I feel so
I
bad.
appreciate it. Thank you.
See,
Really.
like I said,
I'm
bit
so
of
sorry.
like I said, bit of a rocky start with the very first episode back, but
Yes.
that's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens
It
when
happens.
you. That's what happens when you take a couple months off and then come back and try to learn everything again.
It's Furberry's
Right?
fault. I'm
You
still
never know
trying
what
to
happens.
figure this out. You can blame it all
No,
on
it
on Furberry's.
no, it ain't your
Oh.
fault. It ain't your fault.
Yeah, I don't know about
This
that.
stuff.
Okay.
This stuff happens.
Okay. Wendigo, you want to close this out?
So, oh shoot, I forgot how we ended it.
Thanks everybody for coming, tuning in, and listening. And thank you to Danie, who's already left, and to Phil Purpose for being here with us
You're welcome.
and playing our silly little game.